Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. It's great to see a full house here, and what a great crowd we had today. They were in it. It was loud. That was really fun. What a great game. Arizona's good, and I thought it was just back and forth the whole time. We answered their runs. They answered our runs. Just a really hard-fought game by both teams. I couldn't be more proud of our group. When we turned it over twice, just about on the inbounds, and they ended up making that prayer. We go down one with 1.6 seconds left. I just love that we didn't panic. We didn't panic. We work on end-of-game situations all the time. We've run that before in practice, and Alyssa just made a heck of a play. Caught it. The pass was a bit long, but perfect because it was away from the defense. And then Alyssa had enough time to gather, go up and draw the foul, which is great. The play before that, when Gianna attacked on a high ball screen and got the and one, made the free throw. Just big-time players making big plays in big games. So, but tip my hat to Arizona. I thought they competed. They played really well. Just a great, great college basketball game.
Melissa, what's going through your mind those last two free throws?
Man, how cool was she? Like, she didn't even flinch. I don't think anything.
Yeah, I stay after practice every day, make 25 in a row, so it was just, I just had to get in my element a little bit. There's pressure, but it's nothing I can't handle, I think. And, with the game on the line and just how hard we fought the whole game, I just had to make them so.
Coach, how did you feel like your team responded after Arizona went on a 7-0 run right in the beginning of the game?
Well, we just kind of turned it over a couple times. We just looked a little tight, and they got, 3 easy buckets in 80 seconds, it seemed. But it didn't seem like we flinched. I don't think there was any panic. We just kept attacking. And, the way they were defending the ball screens in the first half was allowing us to hit that kind of short roll to Peely, and that's just then we're playing 4-on-3 on the backside, and that's what the game plan was if they're going to attack and pressure. So I thought we did a good job handling their pressure. Only had 14 turnovers, which seems like a lot, but not against Arizona. They lead the league in turnovers forced. So just a great job handling that and not getting, that's what good teams do, is you just can't get rattled. And when you're playing a great team, they're going to go on runs, and it just happened to be at the start of the game.
One thing that really stood out to me during the course of the game is your team's ability to convert offensive boards into second chance points.
That was key.
How much did that help the offense when Arizona was making their runs and kind of challenging you guys shot for shot?
Yeah, that was huge. And I think, we talk a lot about basketball being a game of chances. So offensive rebounds gives you another chance. Turnover, you take away a chance. And we said that it's going to come down to, those chances. We can't turn it over a ton, and we've got to try to create. I thought Kennedy had a huge one in the third quarter. I think she grabbed it O-board, dribbled back out, and hit a three. That was got the crowd back in it, and that was big. So, just a good job. And Arizona's physical. And so getting an O-board isn't as easy as saying, go get an O-board. It's hard.
G, you had 3 and 1 opportunities in the fourth quarter there. And what were you seeing from the Arizona defense that allowed you the opportunity at that dribble drive and to attack that way?
I just felt that if I gave them a little hezzy, they kind of were even with me. And Jairus, our coach, always says if you're even, you have them beat. So just kind of creating contact and going into them, and just I wish I would have made my free throws, but
it's okay.
But just finishing the play and making the right reads.
And they were switching, and so we were trying to put G, who's great, in the middle third, off of a switch, and put it in. It got Kate Reese a couple fouls, which was big, and so that's what, from my perspective, was just try to get her on a bad mismatch for them.
Gianna, after converting the three-point play on the third opportunity to get it, do you maybe now believe in third time's the charm? Or
maybe I should, but if it would just be nice to make the first try.
Coach, think both teams ended up shooting above 50% today. You've talked in the past about how important defense is going to be for this team and how much you're really focusing on it this year. But allowing 50%, like, does that upset you in any way, just from a defensive standpoint?
I'll have to look at the film. I think you have to give some credit to good offensive players. Like Jade Lavelle, number 30, she's a tough match. She's so athletic. She had 17. Kate Reese is just tough. Like, I think good offense beats good defense. So did we have breakdowns? Yes, but I think you also have to just give credit to them making some great plays, just like we did. I thought they defended really well, but both teams, 80 to 79. And we knew going into this game, if I didn't tell the team this, but if we could get this into the high 70s, 80s, I think that's the game that plays in our favor. If it's more of a lower scoring slugfest, that plays in their favor. So, but man, they hung in there, and we made it basically was we made the last play. It was one of those games in the fourth quarter that each team seemed to be making a play, and it was just punch, counter punch, and we had the ball at the last second. So,
how do you think Kennedy played after she was in a boot the other day?
I thought she did amazing. That kid is tough. And, the reason she's in a boot is because she plays so dang hard. And, pain be danged. Like, she's not going to let it, she has one speed, and it's all out. And she's like, the players in professional that their careers are cut short just because they play so dang hard, like that. She has one gear, and it's all in. So from her to go from sitting for 8 days to that, man, I'm glad she's on our team.
This is a question for all three of you, but what does this win mean after the loss at Colorado?
Go ahead, ladies.
I think it was just big. It was just big for us because I guess we were just a little, I don't know the word, maybe disappointed in the way we played. So just kind of resetting and seeing ourselves play harder and playing more to our principles was good for us.
Yeah, it meant a lot just because we know our potential and how we can play and what we do best. And I think this game was just kind of that bounce back game of us just getting back to the old us and finding our rhythm in our offense and, playing tough and just finding a way to win. So,
Alyssa, on that final play, 1.6 seconds on the clock, obviously not a lot of time. But how do you stay patient after you make that catch and not feel rushed and be able to take the time to make a dribble and then go up and draw that foul instead of just going immediately?
I think just if I was to be stressed about the whole situation, it would have done my team no good. And so, I knew I just had to keep my composure and just act like the game wasn't on the line, kind of, just so I could take that pressure off, just another day. But I knew if I was rushed and just out of control, trying to just hurry up and put it back, that it probably wouldn't have ended up good. And I even asked Coach before, I was like, I had to make sure that I had time to catch it and go up and not just kind of take a rush shot. So, I just kind of understood the situation and just did what I can.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, was there conversation in the huddle about what you have time to do? Catch?
Mm-hmm.
Can you dribble? And
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yep. And I think that's what Alyssa does, and Gianna the same way. It's hard to rush them up. It's hard to speed them up. And I think great players are that way. And, these two are examples of just not being panicky, not looking panicky. That's a big moment, and not a lot of time. And so just a really good job. Execution, and the pass came from G. Just a really good job.
Kind of along those, along those lines, Alyssa, you played a lot of the fourth quarter with 4 fouls. How do you sort of keep your composure in that sense? Also be aggressive on defense, but also try not to foul. Obviously, you're a very important player on the team.
Yeah, I knew my team needed me, and I just had to be smart about it. Really, I couldn't really commit any fouls that were just lazy or just what's the word?
Disciplined.
Yes. So yeah.
Coach to drop that one.
But yeah, I just knew this was a big game, a big moment, and just did everything I could to be as smart as I could to stay in the game.
Question for all three of you, talking about the crowd tonight. Great environment. What does a crowd like that do to provide energy for you down the stretch?
Let me go. I was, for a Sunday noon game in the snow, that was an incredible crowd for us and what we're trying to build, and it just feels different. And as a player, I know it feels different. From where I sit, it got loud. It wasn't, 3,000 people just sitting there. They were engaged and cheering, and that's my hope, that we can keep building crowds like that, because it makes such a difference in winning. And in, just the fan experience. If you come to a game and it's full like that, you want to come back. Helps us in recruiting. It just helps us get better. So I'm grateful for all of those guys that came out, and we heard you, and we appreciate it.
Another huge game coming up against Stanford.
Who?
Having the kind of game you guys did today.
We needed this one.
How much does it help in terms of good preparation for that next big contest?
Yeah, and we're going down there, and they're going to be favored. I think we can compete with them, but I don't have to sit here and tell you how good they are, and how well coached they are, and how well they execute. But we're playing with house money. Pressure's on them to beat us, and I know we're capable of doing it, but we're going to have to play as well as we can. But this win definitely does give us a little wind in our sails, heading down there, just some confidence, and I think it matters. I think we needed this one. We really did.